It's Sunday. It's 4 o'clock. You know what that means? It means I get to say the most un-English thing ever. Let's save France. Never thought I'd say it. This stream has changed me as a person. It's complete... Oh my goodness. Who even am I? Why are we doing this? I suppose it's got some nice cities and some nice countrysides and, you know, it's great. There we go. Viva la France indeed. Normal voice is back mostly. Without a doubt, yes. I am no longer... like crazy deep voice. There's still a little bit of gravel going on, but I think that we're back to normal. Are we all happy with that? It's much, much nicer for me to talk like this than it is to have the extreme deep voice. Can we finish this game without saving France? Oh, you mean the good ending? We can try. We can definitely go for it. We do indeed have regular Josh back. Chimera, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully we're having a lovely day. I mean, I can probably drop down to the extremely deep voice if we need to, but it is uncomfortable to do, so I would rather not. Right. What are we up to today? Okay, so we'll give everyone a chance to get in. I'll recap with what's happened with Broken Sword 1. Who... When you said Twitch is worse and longer than YouTube, I knew I had to watch. It is. It's Twitch. Basically, if you enjoy my YouTube content and you want more of it at much lower quality, welcome to Twitch. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. See, this is kind of seeing how the sausage is made, if you will, because you can enjoy a nice sausage with dinner, with an English breakfast, that kind of stuff. But once you actually see how it's made, you think, you know what? I've lost my appetite. I no longer want to be here. Ah, nice cup of tea, beautiful, and a bottle of Gamer Sups later, just in case, you know, as a treat. Just treating myself, just making sure I'm going to stay hydrated. Now, who was not here yesterday? Just so I can catch everyone back up with what's going on as we play Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. This is a point-and-click adventure game from 1996. And it follows the adventures of French journalist Nico Coulard and American tourist George Stobart as they get wrapped up in a conspiracy to steal the treasure of the Templars hidden across the globe somewhere. Nico's father apparently was part of a violent military regime that suppressed an African revolution many years ago, and George is just a nosy American, so he's kind of involved in this right now. He's kind of involved, but we have the diary, so we can recap the diary. For anyone that wasn't here yesterday, we're going to do a quick recap. We'll give people 5 minutes to get here, then we'll do a quick recap. Shrapnel, thank you very much for all the subs. That's remarkably kind of you. Welcome to the stream. Have I thought about fixing the sword? No, it's very important the sword remains broken. Otherwise, a lot of context gets missed without that. I appreciate your stuff on YouTube. First time on stream. Wish you the best. Oh, it's going to get worse. If you like the YouTube stuff, stick to the YouTube. Twitch is like, the quality is way lower. Way down there. This is whelming. If you've never been to the stream before, allow me to set expectations early. You will be whelmed. Neither overwhelmed nor underwhelmed. The stream is not too good. You're not going to leave and go, oh, that was the best stream I've ever seen, without a doubt. You're also not going to leave and go, oh, that was crap. You're going to leave and go, that was a stream. I don't regret the time that I spent on it. However, it was not the greatest choice I've ever made. That's what we're going to do. Yes, this is a point-and-click adventure game, without a doubt. Full-on neutral. No excitement, no hate, no real fun, just kind of there. It's like a roller coaster that clicks up a couple of notches and then goes down, and then clicks back up and then goes down. There's no major downs, there's no major ups. It kind of averages out, you know? It averages out. It's a meal at a restaurant that is reasonably priced and doesn't taste horrible. That's what I am. I like to consider myself the most whelming streamer. I understand that I am second monitor content. My voice is definitely recovering. It's becoming much more smooth than it was yesterday. I can probably, if I need to, still kind of drop down into the extremely deep bassy style, but I would rather not do that. But oh my goodness, the Liverpool show was great. The format, the timeless after party, met some lovely people. Got to see Rukaya on stage. She is a phenomenally entertaining individual. Got to see the nerd violinist, or Lulu Ray. She was great. Wavy Abyss, they were extremely energetic, and a kind of rap artist called Omo9K, who was fantastic. He was really good. He was really, really good. There were lots of excellent performers that I was lucky enough to interact with and kind of hang out with, and it was brilliant. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. The organization team behind it were fantastic too. I was a DJ as well. I say I was a DJ. I stood next to Becky Machine, who was actually DJing, and I just took some selfies. That's what I did. You're on my living room TV, but I'm only looking at it from the side, so it counts as second monitor. That is allowed. That's legal. I've checked with the lawyers, and that is okay. This stream is second monitor content at work, yes. What happened to the voice? Why isn't it as deep as yesterday? Because yesterday it was too deep. This is how my voice normally sounds. If we keep streaming, I can probably drop it down if we need to. We can just very, very slowly occasionally go back to the gravelly deep style and emulate Jazz Emu the entire time. That can be fine. We can do that. It's not a problem. But what we're going to do now is return to Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templars, and I'm going to read the diary to bring everyone up to speed with exactly where we need to be. But no, this is how I normally talk when my voice is not wrecked from being on stage the entire time. Yeah, the longer you talk during the day, until you sound like Raziel, I don't want to hear complaints. Oh, that's fine. I am your... Raziel's got quite a high-pitched voice. It's like more of a, I am your creation, Kane. Now, as before, you criticize your own work. I'm very excited for the remaster of that, without a doubt. Soul Reaver mentioned, Soul Reaver represent. Get the Seraphan in the chat. Where are we? Where are we all? Can you do a... You're now listening to Radio 1. You're now listening to Radio JoshStrifeHayes, Prime's second radio content. We're going to play a point-and-click adventure game from 1996 because I am a professional Twitch streamer and I've got my finger on the pulse of the gaming landscape. I understand that many of you will want remasters or remakes, maybe Space Marine 2, maybe some people want to watch other games. No, you're here now. We're playing a point-and-click adventure game set in France from 1996. Just get ready. This is happening. Deal with it. There are other streams. It's okay. The perfect radio game. Right. How long do I plan to stream this game today? Until we have saved France. We're going to finish this. Right. For anyone who wasn't here yesterday, let me catch you up on the plot. So, this is from the diary of Nicole Coulard. Nicole Coulard is a journalist in France. She was summoned to the house of, I believe, Pierre Carchon. Pierre Carchon is a big kind of socialite, and he wanted to do an interview with her. Relaxing in a bath when I was disturbed by a phone call from my editor, Ronnie. He asked me to interview Pierre Carchon, media tycoon and serial philanderer, on the case like a shot. Creepy mime outside Carchon's apartment. Yeah, when we walked there was a weird mime going on. Carchon, cold as ice. Mrs. Carchon, suave and charming, living up to his reputation, played along with his flirtation. The sound of a vase smashing, and Carchon went to investigate. A gunshot. I rushed to the room and found a mime standing over Carchon's body. So, we got there. Carchon, the guy we were going to interview, was shot by a mime, which is a little bit weird. The mime beckoned, and as I walked to him, he punched me and knocked me out. So, the guy we were sent to interview was killed by a mime. Came to, found Imelda distraught. That was Carchon's wife. Must get to the bottom of the story before the police arrive. This is the break I have waited for as a journalist. Imelda doesn't trust me very much. Fortunately, she has chosen to let me investigate her husband's murder. So, we're not letting the police deal with this. We are dealing with this. We searched Carchon's safe and found a stone cylinder with symbols carved on the surface. We got an imprint and found a coded message. This led us to the Bateau de la Conciergerie, which is the dock just down the road. We go down there and we found a secret room underneath the kind of French aqueducts, which looks like some kind of cult dealing place. It was beautiful. Let's go into this. Extraordinary stateroom. The place that someone wanted to hide, something very sinister going on. Turns out Carchon, the media hero, has a nasty past, and he is connected to the costume killer murders. The guy that killed him, dressed as a clown, is referred to as the costume killer. We then get phoned by a strange guy called Plantard. Plantard says he has information about the costume killer. Now, Plantard is kind of like a spy government agency dude, so we agree to meet Plantard at the cafe just down the street. We go down the street, and unfortunately, as soon as we arrive at the cafe, a bomb goes off, massive explosion, Plantard is killed by the costume killer again, this time dressed as a clown. In the cafe at the same time as the bomb was going off is American tourist George Stobart, who after the explosion happens, kind of takes on a bit of a personal vendetta to chase down the clown that planted the bomb and ruined his day. Met an American guy, George, who was caught in the blast. He's keen to find out what happened. I gave him my phone number. I hope that wasn't a mistake. Last thing I need is someone pestering me. George has found some clues. I invited him over. Need to find out more for myself before he arrives. Should I go to the police? Can I trust them? Then we discover that someone broke into Nicole Coulard's flat while she was away. And whatever kind of conspiracy we've got ourselves caught up in, it's remarkably important here. Lots of money on the line somewhere. Cochon's organization have kept me under surveillance, would have chosen not to kill me. How about the costume killer? There's some kind of war going on, but I don't know how or why I'm involved. The police missed some evidence in the cafe. Not that I'm surprised. Found a pouch with another coded letter and a strange metal object with a familiar symbol. We decrypted the message, and it was written to Plantard, the guy we were meant to meet, by Imelda, the wife of the murdered Cochon. She was clearly part of the organization. Her front was a complete sham. She warns Plantard that the murderer will come after them. Plantard must have wanted to show or tell me something. We then unfortunately find a photograph which links Nicole Coulard's father with Cochon, part of Cochon's organization, this military suppression of a rebellion within Africa. Was her father bad? That's what we need to know now. So, as Nico, we now need to continue our investigation into this world. How do we know the clown and the mime were the same person? We actually don't. However, it's pretty sure they are, because the guy has a kind of crescent scar on his face. Now, when we get back to George, we'll read his diary and see what's going on as well. Now, the whole game is pretty much voiced, and it's very, very funny. So we're going through with most of that, allowing that to play through as we do.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
Right, let's head outside then.
I had no reason to go out into the night.
Okay, maybe we should look in this old treasure chest and see if we can open up the box that your father gave you many years ago, which we still don't know. This one.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Cochon's. But that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
The small metal disc under the chest? Okay. That must be the bug that we found.
The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was but that small metal disc underneath it in the chest.
Small metal disc underneath it. Let's see if we can use the elephant we've got within the depression of that elephant. No, we can't. How do we open this chest? What do we do? Maybe we use the flat of this to angle it open? No. Ah, this one.
Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
Is this the bug? Because the apartment was bugged. Oh yeah, we're playing an RPG. A story-based narrative RPG.
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Ooh, there's a message on the phone. The little red light is blinking just there. This game was made in 1996, by the way, so no one has mobile phones. So if you're thinking, why can't we just call people? That's why. That's exactly why. All right, so we've got rid of the bug in there. I'm going to have a look at this message over here. Has anyone in the chat played this game before? I know, it's the Stone Age. It's the 90s. I'm sorry, it is the 90s. How is Rufus doing?
I have messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Sláinte. Yep, Only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow. Merlin? Oh, my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die.
Let's go and save Imelda from Merlon. The costume killer has gone by many names.
I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Let's go and get up to Imelda's apartment then. Yes, the costume killer has used many names so far. Merlon was just one of them. We've got to go inside and save Imelda. Surely the place is just, open.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that.
No, GG guys, we tried. We tried. Adventure's over. This looks particularly ladder-like, doesn't it? Maybe we should just... case closed. We're done. She's dead. Let's leave. Let's go and join George in Ireland. He was an absolute mad lad. Let's maybe knock this over and then consider climbing it. Because we've come this far. We've broken enough laws to get here.
I unhooked the first wire.
What if we unhook the second wire? What happens now? Good ending achieved. See you next week.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Well, what if we give it a little push? Just a little movement. Beautiful.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
You removed 2 wires, Nicole. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get cocky with this, okay? Who is she narrating this to? It's just how the French talk. They just assume there's always an audience. Oh, that was where the original costume killer came in.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Well, it's a good thing that we've got a serrated shotgun cartridge we can use to cut. If you weren't here yesterday, a lot of this is going to make very little sense. That's true. When you join an adventure game halfway through, you're kind of like, why? Why do we have these things? Why have we picked up these random things? Oh my god, when you get to George and we've got the tissue we picked up from the sewer, that's a story and a half right there. Unfortunately, Nicole has just failed to fight her way past some plastic. In we go. Okay, let's see if Imelda's alive still. And finally, Imelda Carchon. She said that a man named Merlin is visiting her for dinner tonight. That's Khan, the costume killer. She's in terrible danger. I have to go and warn her. Broken into Carchon's apartment. I make a great cat burglar. Right. Carchon's apartment, by the way, has busts of himself around the room, which I think is a traditional French thing to do, just to have a statue of yourself in many, many rooms. Oh, it's dark. It's very dark. But what's in Carchon's office? Imelda.
My God, I'm too late.
Imelda doesn't normally go in here.
Imelda. Oh no. Nico? Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. How absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
She's French. So, that kind of covers all bases right there. Let's be real. That answers that question. So now it's Imelda's turn to die. Another murder by the costume killer, Merlin or Khan, this time dressed as a cavalier. The police won't investigate. They'll just cover it up as they have covered up all the other killings. But that's fine. We'll investigate. Nicole Coulard, investigative journalist. First thing we'll do is loot the corpse.
Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
That's a nice necklace there, Imelda.
I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
I wonder if that's going to be the tiny key for our box.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Beautiful. She died. Apply the 5-second rule. Dead people aren't germs. You're not going to eat them. You're going to loot them. You don't need to wait 5 seconds. Finders keepers once they're gone. Alright, let's... Does that mean that Imelda obviously knew our father, Thierry? Maybe Imelda.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Cochon's.
Maybe Imelda was our father.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
Interesting.
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box? I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Cochon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come. Hotel St. Georges, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No, they'll just give you a funny job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all.
Well, maybe. Maybe not.
He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Very few games can go, don't worry, we're from the government and we're the good guys. Let's not go too far into the realm of fiction, shall we? Let's at least base it in some level of reality. So was Imelda our mother? It's a good question. We could ask her, but she's dead. The next morning.
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George.
And we love George. George is our guy. He has negative riz.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Right, and now during the game you can ask questions about things that you've collected on your journey. This is how old school adventure games work. We have found one of the gems that the Templars used. This is all about them, the Templars effectively setting up the banking system and having a large treasure trove somewhere. Now, Nicole, pretty with it, pretty switched on, pretty, powerful. George, no, not at all. We've worked this out. George is the protagonist, but he is not the main character. Now, we did get a hand buzzer from one of the joke shops a while ago that we haven't actually been able to use yet on anyone. So we could try and shake Nicole's hand and give her like an electric shock, because we have one of those, or we could show her a tissue that we found in the sewer.
Maybe not.
Okay, game, I'd like it to be my choice, what I choose to show to people. What about this metal tool?
That is not a good idea.
Okay, George, you're taking a lot of responsibility away from me. What about showing Nicole the clown nose we found?
That is not a good idea.
Right, game. Let's just talk about who's playing who here, okay? Let's take another look at the Templars map.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So, this is the manuscript that we're working on. This is the gem we've already found.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Right, so we've got the gem. We know where the tripod is.
There's a guy working on a loom.
Thanks, George. What about this guy down here?
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight's scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
All right, cool. And one more down here.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
Okay, and then in the center.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Right, Montfaucon. We need to know that. So we can ask about everything else. Look, I found some plaster of Paris while I was in Ireland.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men never really grow up?
What's your problem, sister?
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in handy.
I'm on George's side here, guys. Let's be real, you never know. The amount of people who've come up to me and been like, yo, do you have some random item on you? And I'm like, yes. And then I realize that I'm an NPC in their adventure. I'm just giving them what they need to continue the main quest. George is fully tooled up. What about this gem?
Do you want to look after the gem?
No, Josh. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Okay, Nicole is real for that one. What about this matchbook?
That is not a good idea.
Okay, I think I've got all the information I need to get from Nicole.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lopinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Okay. Right. So Rosso was the detective who believed in psychic detection, and Lobino was the historian that works at the museum. Let's go and see the detective first.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Right, let's do this. So, we can travel around Paris using this map specifically. Whoever made this game was skilled in MS Paint. Let's go and chat to the police. They've been very helpful so far, including this guy here, this extremely stereotypical gendarme. We do love him. The previous playthrough will be on YouTube at some point.
Yes.
So the previous playthrough, when it will be on YouTube, you can watch the entire thing all in one go. Right, I need you to tell me, where's Rosso?
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Oh, interesting. And there were some gangsters that attacked me earlier. Can you deal with them?
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Oh, okay, so clearly he's got a bit of history. Now, we're not going to show them the crazy gem, because I don't need to know where that is, but where do I find this dude then? Where's the hospital?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Brilliant.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
We've lost something in writing, haven't we? Do you want to have a look at this tissue?
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
I told you, no, monsieur.
Okay, cool. We've definitely lost something in the writing.
See you later, Sergeant.
So we can't go this way. The guy's not there. Let's see what George is writing. Marquet's in the local hospital. I will head right on over. Right, let's go and chat to the local hospital person then, shall we? Where is the hospital? Hospital. Ooh. With a lovely, lovely hand-drawn stuff. We don't need the ambulance yet.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance.
Let's go inside. Let's go and speak to this dude. Oh, point-and-click games were definitely carried by the writing, without a doubt.
The guy seemed to be practicing his air of authority. Today, he was working on his withering stare.
Right, hello.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Okay, well, I need to know where Marmet is.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
Well, where is he?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
And this guy's, yeah, he's fair. I understand. I agree. I agree with him. We can't obviously get around to doing that, but we can maybe get around the rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
We need English Lady back. We need Lady Pembroke back. She was spot on. She solved every problem we had and without a doubt was the main character of the game.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Okay, we're not getting anywhere. How about this tissue?
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
If I were you, I'd have this sample analyzed.
Why? Hey, do you want to see this plaster of Paris?
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir. I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
Least realistic doctor. Of course you would pretend to know the pharmacist's job. What about this clown nose?
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not.
Okay, he is...
This is a hospital, not a circus ring.
Yeah, he's...
We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
He is acting. He is acting something fierce. Right, have you seen this man?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Alright, you're done.
Thanks for your help.
Let's see if we can find out where Marquet is by talking to the receptionist.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plants. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm looking for Jacques Marquet.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Are we? We're not, but are we? Guys, you get to decide whether we are or are not related. How much are we lying? Are we? Yes or no? Are we related to Jacques Marquet? Of course we aren't related to Jacques Marquet. We just need to chat to him about finding some more of the Templars' things to stop this whole conspiracy to take over the world and find all of the treasure. Now, this is effectively a very, very, very long prequel to Assassin's Creed, without a doubt. I mean, she's a nice receptionist. She's been nice to us so far. However, we could lie. We could just lie. I mean, if we go far enough back, are we all not related? You know, if we go far enough. I mean, it's semantics, it's pedantic, but could we say that? Okay, most of you are saying yes. Most of you want to lie. You're very dishonest people. Yes, this is definitely the beginning of Assassin's Creed. What is the punishment for 50-50? I'll just be disappointed in you, okay? Injuice, she's doing my job and people lie to me on the daily. Well, we're going to carry on, so yep, I am related.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age, after a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
I don't think she bought it, guys. I don't think it worked. Let's ask her about the clown.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Okay, potentially a bear suit in the future. Right, where is Jacques Marquet?
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Can we prove it? What about this tissue?
Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
So occasionally we will have random audio spikes within the game of much louder or much quieter or much higher quality or much lower quality. So that's just going to happen. It's a game from 1996. Just deal with that. Hey, do you want to see this plaster of Paris I've got?
Is this plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
Oh, okay, cool. She's allergic to plaster. That's something we might need to know. We might need to know. Maybe we can buzz her hand with the handshaky thing.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Don't do it, guys. Okay, rein in your freshness. Do you want to see my big tool?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Is it a crack detector?
Huh?
Polar explorers use them to poke about in the snow.
Oh, no.
We are not carrying a crack detector with us. We are not. We've not been able to use the hand buzzer on literally anyone. But also, look, I work for the electric company.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see.
That was easy.
He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well-disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Alright, cool. So, I mean, can we just go and chat to her?
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna, and turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
The administrator's sauna. This hospital is overfunded. Sorry, but if you can build the administrator's sauna, then you have too much money. You should be putting it into other things as well. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Right, well, let's go and chat to the dude. Now they think I'm the other guy.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, you guys can remember where to go, yeah? Ward J. Was it this? Let's go this way. It might be this way.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Yeah, he's just doing his job.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
Wow.
It's a deal.
George, my goodness, you don't need to be so aggressive toward the happy Brummy. Okay, tell me about this dude.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Mr. Shiny? It's the name of his machine. Would you like to see this plaster of Paris?
Do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
It sure looks like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh.
What about this tissue?
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C.
Yep, cool. Would you like to see this clown's nose?
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
I think he's a bit simple. Have you seen these two gangsters?
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He
is.
I'm not going to shake this guy's hand. Let's talk about Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
So, I can see that the plug is over there for Mr. Shiny, and I am tempted to unplug it to see what would happen.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
What you do in your spare time is up to you, my friend.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Now, we don't need to do anything. Well, I'm not electrocuting him. The guy just seems simple.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Right. So we might need something from the cupboard. I am tempted to pull the plug on Mr. Shiny.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Oh no. Oh no.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
And then while he goes round to fix it, I bet we can then very quickly go in. I can't click anything. Come on, you gotta let me click. You gotta let me go in. Come on, game. In. In we go. In we go. Nice and quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a doctor's robe. Oh, we're balling now, guys. We're ready. Look at us. Look, a doctor and everything. Okay, we've just opened up so many options. So many options. That is a crime. Look, we've committed a lot of crimes so far. I will commit a lot of crimes to make sure that the law is followed.
Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
Oh dear. Now I have to pretend to be a doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay, yeah, sure. But where's Marquet?
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Right, cool. I need to go and visit him.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Have you seen a clown around here?
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What?
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
What random world building. He was too much of a silly guy. He sillied too close to the sun, that's what happened. What is this item that I've currently got in my possession?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that absolutely fine. Let's do this.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now, we probably don't need to actually take the patient's blood pressure, do we? But I'm going to save the game just in case I mess this up and kill someone. It's not going to affect my adventure, but...
Doctor!
Oh. Oh dear.
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
It's okay. We'll do it. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh, George, my goodness. What a beautiful, beautiful way to sidestep that responsibility.
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Okay, fine. We will take this guy... Oh, we course corrected.
Okay, let's try again.
And we still ran into problems. You have to put the thing on his arm, George.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Right. Let's try and interact with this guy. Come on. Yeah, the other guy is waving. He can die. He's not the problem right now.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
You better believe it, my friend, because if you don't, I'm in trouble. Legal trouble. Very bad legal trouble. Most of my adventure relies on you believing this. Right, let's do this. Come on, let's take blood pressure. I can do this. You put the thing on and you squeeze the thing and it tightens around the arm and then you look at some numbers.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
George, come on. Come on, mate. I know it's the 90s, but you've definitely seen people do this. You've seen films, George.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Right. You know what? Let's just shake his hand and shock him, see if that shocks him into sleeping for a bit.
That is not a good idea.
Right, apparently we aren't allowed to do that. That's bad. Do you want to... Hey, look, a clown nose.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Right. What about the nurse? Tell me about the nurse.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Okay. Well, anything else?
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
You do. What do you know about Jacques Marquet?
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Oh, so you don't like Jacques Marquet?
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
And it's all terrible. Hey, look at this tissue.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
You know what? You're no help to me. Goodbye.
I'll come back later.
Right, we need to learn what we're doing with this blood pressure thing. Let's see if the nurse can take his blood pressure. Hey, Grendel.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
I need you to show me how this works.
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. What about this nose? No, George is like, no, we're not doing that. What about this plaster of Paris?
Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Okay, what about this diamond?
Does this gem mean anything to you?
It's beautiful, but I've never seen it before.
Alright, cool. You seen this guy with a scar on his face?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Alright, we're not going to get past you, are we? Right.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
We're not going to get past you. That's very annoying. We need to do something else. We can't go down there. Let's go back, I want to say this way. And then the other way into the... Oh! Goodness. Hello, whoever this person is. They were walking with purpose, weren't they? My goodness. Them. Hey! No, I'm not clicking that way. I'm clicking this way. Come on. Come on, game. Keep up. This dude just here. Why are you going back to the corridor? I'm clicking... The corridor is there. I'm clicking on this dude here to talk.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
God damn it, Benoit. Get it together, alright? Be cool, Benoit. What you did as a kid, we were all weird as kids. We get it, Benoit, but you're in the professional work environment now. I've met people who overshare. You don't need to. Be cool. You know, be friendly, that's fine, but be cool. Benoit, I need you to teach me how to use this thing.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Yes, keep it safe. Go and give it to the nurse.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
God damn it, Benoit. Oh, man. Benoit, your social skills are lacking. You are so far the only person to have less riz than George. Okay, you two, you would hang out well together. God damn it, Benoit. Unbutton more of your shirts, make the stream worth it, says TR Spy. I'm sorry, I didn't realize Benoit was on Twitch as well. Right, Benoit, what can you tell me about Jacques Marquet?
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
There is a level of arrogance, without a doubt. Okay, cool. What do you think of this tissue?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint.
What about... Look, I'm an electrician.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
Do you want to have a look at this tool for removing grate covers?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs when exploring the abdomen?
No. No, it's not. Alright, cool. You have a good day, dude.
See you later.
Right.
Right, bye. I'm going to chat to this guy who obviously knows that I'm not a doctor.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Yes. I will definitely look after your nephew.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Right. Come with me, Bunny. Come with me, my friend. We are going back to this ward. And we are going... You are going to take the blood pressure. This is great. This is excellent. That way I can make him take the blood pressure. I'm going to assume that I can call... Yeah, there he is. There's my boy. We're going to have him take the blood pressure.
Hi, it's me again.
Hey,
I'll come back later.
I will. Bunny.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Come here, mate. Got a job for you. Use the blood pressure thing on this guy here.
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
People in the chat are saying I've got a guide open. I genuinely do not have a guide open for this game. You just interact with all the objects, choose all the speech options, click around, and then work out what you need to do. Like, if you interact with everything, the solution tends to make itself obvious. It's not that I'm going through a guide, I'm just literally interacting with everything. Did they get a Texan to do the accent? Says the guy who got past the goat on the second try. Right, this is the director's cut version, which apparently, I didn't know this, apparently made the goat puzzle easier. Another thing in the director's cut edition that I did not know compared to the original is in the director's cut edition, you can't die. In the original, you can. You can make choices that kill the character, but we can't die here. The director's cut is different to the original. Apparently the director's cut is slightly better. Also, in the original, there are no sections at all where you play as Nicole. All of the Nicole Coulard sections are director's cut only. And I think Nicole has some excellent lines and is a good character in general. If anything, I would consider Nicole Coulard the main character and George is a side character. The Nico parts, I think, are better than George's. Right, I need you to take the blood pressure of this guy here.
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Go on, Benoit. Show us what you can do, mate. Come on. Oh, while he's doing that, can I run past? Yes. Yes, he's distracted. Come on. Come on, George. Pick up some speed, my friend. Keep going. Oh, there's a gendarme. They're not going to let us in. Maybe I can go in. It's fine.
Rather you than me, pal.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Tell me about the guy, Jacques Marquet.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Does he? Interesting. There is indeed a remaster of this game out right now. I'm not playing the remaster because I don't own it. Right. Anthrax, you say?
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks.
Godlike aloofness. I love it. That's exactly how all doctors are. Okay, cool. I'm going to go in there now. Bye.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, doc.
Beautiful. In we go. Right. Anthrax, you say?
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Gloucester. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
Oh no.
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Come on, do it. Break the door down. Or just shoot it. That works too. Oh no. That doctor was part of the assassins. Somehow this is Bunny's fault. Right, we now know about the gem and
Hello,
the tripod.
George.
Right. I found a pressure gauge.
No way.
Okay, right. I have... Marquet's dead.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan.
Who would do that?
He got away, out the window.
Who would do that, really? It's despicable. Utterly despicable. He did, however, mention someone called the Hashashin.
Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
Right, we've still got to find Khan.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
So, in Assassin's Creed, you effectively play as the assassins and the Templars are the bad guys. Whereas in this game, I think they're trying to make the Templars the good guys and the assassins the bad guys. Which means I think history is very much about the context and the lens that you are viewing it through. So, yes, Hashashin or assassins would be... Yeah, clearly this game was very much funded and made by the Templars. They were like, guys, we need a point-and-click game. It sounds like Templar propaganda to me. but I'm kind of on board with it so far. You know, the vibes are pretty cool. I'm going with them. They've got a gem. They've got a big gem. We could do this. Yes, as Winston Churchill once famously said, history is written by the Rizzlers. It's true. It's very true. Sometimes you just need to stick out the gat for the Rizzler and write some history. That's what you need to do. I'm sorry I said those words. I can't take them back, but we're just going to live with them now. I feel sick. I'm sorry that you feel sick. I'll be real. That was not very skibbity riz of me. Right, where do we go now? What do we do now? Where do we go? I suppose I go and get the tripod.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
All of them. They're all French, so it kind of fits. Kind of fits all of them. Let's go to the museum. I need the tripod. The tripod is actually here. It's in the museum, straight up. Oh, there's another guy here. Is this Lobino? Lobino's the guy we need to talk to.
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobino?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay, shoot.
What can you tell me about the tripod currently in the glass case?
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochmann tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay, cool. Tell me about the Hashashin.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes. It was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes. They gave a new word to our language. Assassini. The assassins.
We are very much playing the complete opposite of Assassin's Creed right now. This is like, if you play both Assassin's Creed and Broken Sword, you get two very different versions of history. Right, talk to me about, I want to think this is Lochmann.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived.
Right. What do you know about Pegram?
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
July is a date that's come up repeatedly. July seems to be the month where everyone gets together, has a conversation, and then leaves. It's like almost like the anniversary of something. July, I think, might be important with this. What can you tell me about this manuscript?
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Yes, it does. Tell me more about the Knights Templar.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
Right, tell me more.
How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
Like, originally I was kind of against you because you're both a French hippie, which is, like, exponentially worse than both of those things, but you have been really useful, so let's keep it going. Let's keep rolling.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
I see.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
Of course they don't. Fools. Idiots. Anyone who thinks they do. Just wow. Goodness me, go to school.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
Okay, and?
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Good answer. Very good answer. Right, so about this place where everyone was murdered and died. How can I get there?
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
So, can I borrow the tripod?
Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
I'm genuinely not got a guide open. I'm just following the logic of where the conversation would go to, and it turns out it's written exceptionally well. Do you know someone called Nico Coulard?
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah. Not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman.
She is, yeah. Nico Coulard, do you know her?
This friend who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
What? I can't give you the address. But if I could, it would be 361 Rue Jarry. But I can't. But if I could, it would be the address I've just given you. But alas, I can't. But if I could... Right. Hey, look at this pressure gauge.
No way.
Hey, do you want to see the diamond that goes on the tripod?
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of those crazies who think the Templars still exist, are you?
Well, I try to keep an open mind on the matter.
Interesting. Hey, what do you make of this tissue?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Shame. Your loss. Have you seen this man?
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
Do you want to see a tool to open drains?
What do you make of this tool?
Interesting. Where did you get it?
From a dig in Paris.
Vraiment? I didn't realize there were any excavations in progress in the city.
No, it was they were digging up the road. Sorry. Hey, look at this clown nose.
Take a look at this nose, Labinot.
It really doesn't interest me, Georgie.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Pritchard from Deus Ex Human Revolution. That's who he reminds me of. Anyone played Deus Ex? Yeah, I got the idea. What is the importance of the tissue? We found it in the sewer while we were chasing the guy dressed as the clown. It's covered in white kind of grease paint, which is what actors would use to cover their skin in when they were on stage. So that was proof that the clown had wiped off all of the paint, all the face paint, and we've just carried it around since then, to be honest. We've just kind of had it, you know? Yeah, where does this matchbook come from?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Oh?
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid.
I think it's Iran.
The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
It's a good map. No, I'm pretty sure that old Persia is now what modern-day Iran is. I think we're good. I think we're good. Everything from this guy is decent, but now we know that Alamu was the kind of birthplace of the
Thanks
Hashashin.
for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's all combined together. So, let's see if I can just take this, shall we? Wow, that Lobino guy is such a jerk. Look at me. Look how much I know about the Knights Templar. Well, I guess he did know about the Hashashin. And he knew about Montfaucon. And where I need to head. Okay, so he knew everything we needed to know, George. Don't be a dick. Come on, stop being jealous. Stop being jealous, George. He knew everything. Let's go to Montfaucon. So this is where the Hanged Man was. The place. Oh, there's a guy. Let's have a chat. Another Templar place.
Excuse me, officer.
Have you seen any Knights Templars around here?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Well, I suppose we could just go and read the board. So tell me about you.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
He's the most based policeman in the game so far. We're like, hey, could you do your job? And he's like, well, I could. I could. Or, bear with me, second idea, I could not do that. That's fair. You know, fair. I get it. I understand. I'm on your level.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Let's have a read of this board then. See if we can get information.
In French, English, and German, it read, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the Knightly Order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
I see. I mean, the only thing to do with that information is go into the sewer.
I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Well, it's a good thing we've got a tool to do exactly this then, George.
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? Leave that cover alone. Now.
Oh.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Oh, now it's important to do your job. I see. Now it matters, does it? Let's pop inside this church, see what's going on. Oh.
I didn't have time to sit around.
George, we have literally nothing but hours of time to sit around.
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies.
Ah, George,
Whoa!
Whoa. What? What just happened there? What was that weird whoa for? Something in his mind. Probably, yes. Something in his mind. That's just how he thinks.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
Probably. What about this guy here? This statue. See what's going on.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
Maybe we could gently take it off?
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell.
And what's going on over here? We're just exploring around, you know, seeing what's going on.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
What about this guy?
A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
What about this big window?
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
Oh, George. You need to know more information than that.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain.
And this one.
Somehow, it looked more modern than its neighbor.
Ah, so that one, yes. I think we've pretty much exhausted what we need to do here. Can we try and activate this statue in some way? There was a crack in it, it said, specifically.
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported.
Come on, George, you've had no problem doing all the other illegal things. Right, so, we don't need to vandalize a church yet. Is all the narration in past tense? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's see if we can notice anything like that. So, how do we distract this guy? What's up these stairs over here? Is this the same place? Ah, it's the same church again. Okay, cool. So both these steps just go to the same church. We need to distract this guy. In some way. He needs to be distracted. So we can go into the sewer. Let's see how we do this.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Hey, do you want to shake my hand?
Would you like to shake... I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
Do you like plaster of Paris?
Do you know what this is?
Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I read Hollywood Wives. I know all about it.
If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your nostrils. It's plaster of Paris.
It is? Thank heaven. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Alors, the paperwork. You have no idea.
I'm glad we had to stop him from doing his job. Oh, beautiful. He was very annoyed at us. Not that we were breaking the law, but because he might have had to actually do some work.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say? Oh.
I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
I'm actually an electrician.
Take a look at this.
Ah, an electrician.
Yeah, That's true. Do you want your blood pressure taken?
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
How about this tissue?
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no.
Then please put yours away.
This guy is the most based character in the game. I think him and Lady Pembroke would get on really well. You know, him and the English lady from earlier, I want to see their adventures just throughout the globe as they go around and solve crimes. That's what we need to do. How about this giant gem?
Look at this gem. What do you think?
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long.
Yes, you are mad. What can you tell me about Alamu?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The pattern looks Middle Eastern.
Correct. Persia, specifically.
Do you know what this is?
It's a sewer key.
Yes. How about this nose?
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No. I am just having a little joke.
Oh, I like him. I hate him, but I like him.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
He's got more riz than we have. Sorry, he just does. So, we've been to Montfaucon. We can't do too much over there. We should probably go and talk to the detective if he's back. He doesn't seem to be back yet, so we can't chat to the detective. Question now is, where do we go? Who do we talk to specifically? Maybe we go to Rue Jarry and see if Lobineau has arrived. Back in Nico's apartment.
Hello, Georges.
Right, I spoke to Lobineau.
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Interesting. So, what do we do now? Any updates on Khan?
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the...
Okay, we've got that already. So, with Lobineau having already made a thing, we can go back to the museum and see what's going on.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Let's go back to the museum, now that Lobineau's got some more information about this. Alright, Lobineau. You have got more information on the manuscript. Do tell.
Hi, André. Hello, Georgie. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course.
Of course. So let's talk about the manuscript.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
And?
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
It's not a tourist manuscript, it's a real thing.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Okay, so what does it tell us? Where do we go?
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No. They're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Would you like some plaster of Paris?
Do you recognize this white powder, Andre?
No.
Okay. I'm an electrician.
What do you make of this ID card?
Nothing.
Right, fine. Well, shake my hand.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Joshi.
We can't shock anyone in the game.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
So we now have slightly more information. Can I just take this? Now, let's see if I'm allowed to.
No, monsieur. No, no.
Okay, okay.
Fine. What if I were to open the window? You hate that, don't you? You hate that so much. Yeah. What if I were to now use the grease paint on the handle? Nope. And what if while you're doing that, I push this over? Yeah, I know you hate this as well, don't you? So much. Alright. Nope. What if I were to go into the sarcophagus? Well, I'm out of ideas now. We're very much closing in on nearly...
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
It's not a closet.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Right, so... I need to get the tripod. But how? So, we very much need to access this tripod. How do we access the tripod? What do we do? How do we get the tripod? Any ideas in the chat? I'm happy to listen to all of your ideas. I don't know if there are any... knock out the guard. We need to get rid of the security guard. We do need to get rid of the security guard. Maybe we can make him leave somehow. Kill everyone. No.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Hey, let's see if we can get rid of him. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
Wow, George, what a dick thing to do. Hey, do you want to get your blood pressure taken?
Maybe not.
Maybe. Shake my hand.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Okay, cool. What about this giant diamond?
I found this gem at a medieval site in Ireland.
That means nothing to me, monsieur.
How did you manage to get this job?
I had the right qualifications, a military manner, squeaky shoes, and an irrational hatred of children.
I mean, that's that's beautiful. That's exactly what you want from a security guard. Almost army, shiny shoes, hates kids. Done.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
You have no idea what it is, do you?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
I see.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
I mean, that's, yeah, excellent. That is pretty sophisticated. Hey, Josh, I watched one of your Wasn't Any Good videos, so now I get default recommendations. Good. I've slowly infested your recommended. That's what I need to do, very slowly. That was perfect. Excellent. This guy is... I don't think we can get this out.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Cool. What do you know about ancient manuscripts?
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
I see. So, would you like some plaster of Paris?
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Right, how do we get past this bit?
Thanks for your help.
Genuinely, a little bit stuck now. I think what we need to do is open the window, which means the guard is going to go over and close the window because he hates the window being open. And while that's happening, I can get into the sarcophagus over here. And after getting into the sarcophagus over here, I can wait for a bit. I don't know if this does anything, though. I'm here now. Maybe it's late in the evening.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
We did it. We did it. All right. Ooh. Oh, it's the gangsters. Hang on. Oh, no.
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Oh, we've got to be careful. George, quick, push this over. Do it, George.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
God damn it. Okay, we failed.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod.
Georgie truly is the side character. Nico Coulard truly is the main character of this game. Also, what's up with you and Lobineau?
Is there something going on between you and Lobineau?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this. The clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my case.
Come on, George. Be cool. Be sexy, George. I mean, I'm going to be real. At the minute, Lobineau, he's got the knowledge. He's got the general style. He's got a bit of riz to him. All right, George, you don't. Now, Lobineau's not my type, but I can game recognizes game, that kind of thing. I understand what he's going with and what he's going for, and he's got it.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So, we now have this.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Got it.
There's a guy working on a loom.
Don't know much about that yet.
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight's scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Don't know too much about that yet, either.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
I see. Again, don't know too much.
Look there, two...
Cool. So, tell me more about Lobino.
Just how long have you known Lobino?
André? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresher. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
George, you are not doing well with this, I'm going to be fair. Someone is jealous, George. Jealous, it just doesn't suit. Green doesn't suit you, my friend. Doesn't suit you at all. Right, shake my hand.
Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Ah, cool, no, Nico, she saw that one coming.
I'd better get back to the quest.
So, with both things, my attempt to thwart the robbery of the museum was hindered by a shoddy totem pole, but then a figure swooped in from the ceiling like some kind of superhero. The masked savior was Nico. I guess she did a good job. We do have the tripod, and I found the gem. Next move is to head to the site of Montfaucon and see if I can figure out what to do with them. So, can we combine the gem and the tripod?
Maybe not.
Okay, cool. No, not yet. So, Montfaucon. It's the next place to go to. Let's try and distract this policeman. Oh, this should be easy. There's loads of stuff going on. Look at this. There's a clown. There's a clown. There's a family.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
What about the clown? Let's chat to him.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
That's how I'm going to start every conversation from now on. If I need to. You, street performer. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Okay, so everyone is just reading stuff on the board. Hey, look, I'm a clown too.
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Okay, sassy clown. Sorry, my friend. Tell me about you.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitique aeroballetique mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
You don't know how much influence Chuckles' balls had, alright, George? You wind your neck in a bit there, mate. You have no idea the authorities on who you're talking about.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
Alright, come on, George.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
Okay, the crowd seem angry.
Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
Yeah, it's not anymore. Talk to the crowd.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Right. I think I need to use the crowd to distract the policeman somehow. George is definitely a dick.
Excuse me, officer.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. and hanged in their...
Oh yeah, he read it on the thing over there.
No, monsieur.
Right. How you doing?
Shouldn't you be off?
Right, we've already spoken to him about that stuff.
Which?
Yep.
So he already knows what's going on. Look at this red nose.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing, and not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Whoever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it.
Well, I guess it's time to go and juggle
Oui, monsieur.
with a red nose.
Be there.
Comedy incoming, guys. Comedy incoming.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
I'm gonna try again.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No. I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
That's what she said.
You insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
Yeah, the crowd love it.
The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Off he goes. We did it. We did it. Alright, and then the crowd get to see George just disappear into the sewer. He's like, well, time to go, my people need me. Goodbye, crowd. Into the sewer I go. Fooled an idiot juggler, or jongler as he wanted to be called, and now here I go again into another sewer. And there's a... That's not a gun on the boat. I'm pretty sure that's a counterweight for loading and unloading stuff. I'm going to save the game quickly. Right, can we jump this way, or is that too far to jump?
If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the...
Right, let's do this then. Let's find out. Let's find a way to get onto the path. Yeah, you can see the hook for it. 3 doors.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence.
What about the boat? Let's have a look on the boat.
The hook lay in a bed of chain.
Right, we can maybe use that hook at some point in the future.
My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, this is where the gallows used to stand. Maybe.
Right, what's this way? Deeper into the sewers. Oh, this is a very nice sewer. This is very French. That's the hanged man right there. And the skull door. Of course.
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked. The door was a handsome piece of work.
Can we use the metal pipe? No. Okay, so can't go these ways or these ways. I'm guessing we need to use the hook from the chain for something. That's going to be a thing. The hook from the chain is going to be important. I bet you probably put it onto the door and then pull it.
The hook lay in a bed of chain. A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. On the boat was a winching machine.
So I can't go these ways. I'm trying to work out what is down here. More. Can I attach the chain to one of these doors?
The inscription was hard to read.
No. Or this one.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had... The wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
Well, maybe we can try and use this metal to smash the door down.
It was time for some brutal destruction.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Hey, that's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this.
What if I
there
can
was
now...
some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it.
Can I use it?
Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap. I'd pulled the lever right over.
What if I use the chain on the door and then use the winch to give me a bit of leverage? Here we go. Oh yeah, we're solving problems now. Now we're problem solving. Beautiful. Don't worry, we can build more. In we go. Ooh. In some kind of underground cave. This is what real history is like, by the way. There were just underground secret cults and sects everywhere. Okay, absolutely everywhere. The Templars, the Assassins, all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. And we will be back in 5 minutes' time when I've gone to grab myself a drink, pop to the bathroom and stretch my legs for a bit. We will then continue following Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Ladies and gents, I will see you in 5 minutes' time. Hello, Midget Claw. Just eating a snack. I've got 58 seconds to finish it. I've gone with one of the Gamer Sups sus bars. Actually quite nice. There's my alarm to get back to work. See? I take my job seriously. Set my alarm. Get back to work. 25 seconds. You'll get me in 20 seconds. Ten seconds. Oh no. I didn't allow time to chew. Oh, I've messed this right up. Okay, we're all going to pretend that didn't happen. It's great. It's fine. The build is perfect. Everything is fine. Time is all good. Okay, George. Time to go into the sewers of Paris and find more about the Templars, who are definitely the good guys in this one.
At the bottom of the steps, I could see a glow. I could hear voices from the lit area. It seemed a good moment to be cautious.
Would they like a tissue? So, oh, what's in this wall? Hello, potato.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors...
Hold on. These are the Templars?
Must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present. Ha! But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow!
Wow. Well, now we can go down. They were just LARPing. They were just LARPing in the sewers. It's fine. Okay, so the Templars require the Sword of Baphomet, and they need 4 things to get the Sword of Baphomet. One of them, I'm guessing, was the gem and the tripod, and there'll be other things on the manuscript, and they were the Templars, and they want power and stuff. Maybe they're not the good guys, because they did the evil voice. The problem is, you can't be the good guy if you do the evil voice. Like, if that meeting were all just respectful, they can't even afford chairs. Okay, so they've hit hard times. If they were all sat down and they were all just chilling out and all just relaxing and having a good time, and instead they were just, talking respectably about helping the world, solving the world's problems. But no, they had to do the evil voice. They had to say it in the evil ways. They did the evil voice. Non omnis moriar, clarior et tenebris.
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, non omnis moriar and clarior et tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
It's a Mitchell and Webb sketch, wasn't it? The Mitchell and Webb bit where they're like, no, she did the evil voice. I know that she's guilty now. She's the killer because she did the evil voice. Right, how do we solve this puzzle? What's this?
In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
Can we put something on the stump? What if we put the tripod on here? And then what if...
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
And now what if we put the gem in the tripod?
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Marib.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod.
You didn't discover
directly
it.
below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Yeah, I just happen to know all the names of all the villages in Syria. Just in case. You know, when I was a child, I didn't have one of those posters of the world on the wall, or the posters of the times tables. Oh no, I had all the villages within Syria specifically. The knowledge was, I was gambling on that being important, and my God, it paid off. Right. What about this red ball?
Maybe not.
Okay, you know what, I guess we're going to Syria then, aren't we?
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Josh.
Wasn't a no. Alright. The Grand Master claimed to be a Knights Templar. I really don't trust them at all. They're just a bunch of megalomaniacs planning a new world order. Found out what the tripod and gem were for, though. Placed on the stump at the center of the circle where the Neo-Templars had met, the gem refracted into 5 letters, Marib. Nico informs me Marib is the name of a village in Syria. That was where Klausner was last seen. The assassin must be Khan. He's killing them to stop them reforging the Sword of Baphomet, whatever that might be. Right, well, guess what? We are off to Syria. It should now be An American Tourist Saves the World. Syria, Marib. Now in Marib, the village revealed by the tripod and gem. Need to start hunting for clues as to what happened for this Klausner guy and the lens he is supposed to have found. Let's ask this child. They must know something.
Hey there, young fella. Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglais? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed oui. And rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
That kid just owned us. You've got to be fair. Yes, see, and we. Beautiful. Responded yes in all 3 languages. Right, tell me about the village of Marib.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
Tell me about the Knights Templar.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program, featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow, and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
All right, this guy is, yeah, he's knowledgeable. He's far more knowledgeable than we are. I feel very intimidated.
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Gussie, Fink, Noto, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
Classic British shows.
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
Yeah.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind.
Kid was smart. Although, what is a feuter?
Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders? They came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
This dude is the smartest guy in the game. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir. I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
Okay. Where is Club Alamu?
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
Right, you know what? I'll chat to you later, my friend.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Toodle pip indeed, my friend. There's a cat. You can pet the cat.
As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was.
Okay, cool. So you can pet the cat, and the cat then...
I hadn't come all this way to seek out curios.
And the cat hates it, right. Let's chat to these people over here. This woman looks like a tourist. Just saying she does, I'm sorry. She does. And probably American.
Hello. I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, hi there, handsome. What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was just...
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George.
I was...
My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay, Pearl. I was...
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Pearl, what do you happen to know about the Knights Templar?
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne had a book. The Holy Something and the Holy Something Else, I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
Okay. Pearl, tell me about yourself.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little?
I see. Tell me about your husband, Dwayne.
Is your husband around, Pearl?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, he is. Sorry to disappoint you.
Pearl, you were... Man, in another life, Pearl, maybe. In another life. What do you make about the guy running the stall?
Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Nejo, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. Something to impress the folks back home. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but we still haven't found anything.
Something ancient, you say? Something ancient. I'm sure I can probably find something ancient. Right, what's this little symbol that I can ask about?
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot.
I see. What do you make about this used tissue?
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Oh, it's grease paint. I thought somebody had gaudy taste in makeup.
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man before?
No. A friend of yours?
No.
No, not really.
Would you like this pressure gauge?
What do you think of this?
Oh, looks scientific. It's a blood pressure thing, isn't it?
It is. What about this ball?
What does this mean to you?
Gosh, is this some sort of psychological test?
No.
Oh, well in that case it's a red ball.
Correct. Well done. We're on the same page.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
All right, Dwayne.
The stand was hawking ancient machine parts.
No, not that one. Dwayne, this guy. What's up, Dwayne?
Hi, I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy. I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne? My name's George Stobart.
Okay, Dwayne. We need to chat. Dwayne, what is this picture of a mirror and why is it on the options I can choose from?
I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Dwayne is just... Alright, Dwayne's one of the main characters now. Dwayne gets it. He understands. Alright, Dwayne, what can you tell me about animals?
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
Dwayne, what do you know about the Knights Templar?
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please.
Okay, what do you know about knights in general?
Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the prob.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens.
Yeah, we heard them say that. What do you make of the guy in the corner?
Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
I know that, and you know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them door stands.
Okay, tell me about you, Dwayne.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera? Kinda lax to come all this way. Not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why?
Do it.
Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
Yeah, sure. Tell me about Pearl, your wife.
Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
How long have you been married, Dwayne?
Hell, must be 30 years now.
Okay.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland? Pearl said you're in Akron.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud.
I don't trust these two. I don't think they're who they say they are. Ooh, okay. Alright. That was sus right there. Very sus. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man before?
Maybe. Where'd you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere.
Sure. I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around.
Okay.
Ow! Damn it!
There. I've got another picture of a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask around about this one.
That was... I don't like you. I'm gonna go away now.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Ooh, that was... Okay. The knight in the manuscript isn't holding a crystal ball. He's holding the lens that Klausner was supposed to have found in Marib. Right, let's see if this dude knows anything about a lens. Actually, what's this on the table? Is this important? He says ow because of the flash in the camera. So, oh, you ring the bell.
The sort of bell you see in hotel receptions. Kind of unexpected here.
What if we pet the cat, and then the cat runs there, and then we ring the bell? What would happen? No, nothing happens apparently. Nothing at all.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And
I need a
how
lens.
may I help you this time?
What do you know about this weird guy that's just appeared in my conversation topic bar?
Is that your father lurking in the back of the stand?
He is indeed a roaring fellow. Ayub's his name.
You don't sound like you respect him very much.
Don't I? Not only do I respect him, I rather like him. For all his bluster, we get on very well.
He so far seems like the most well-adjusted person in the game. Like, this kid's just on the level. He gets it. Alright? Right, what do you make of these two tourists?
What do you know about that couple?
Oh, they're American.
Is that all?
The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing. But I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on.
Okay, and what about the cat?
That's not a very friendly cat you got there, Nijo.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases, and today it pleases to rest there. As Kipling would say, it is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
Excellent. Now I get it. You seem quite smart.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
So far, he's smart, and these two guys are dangerous. Right, let's walk around a bit longer, see what's going on.
The merchant was selling fruit. I decided I might have some later.
Right, what's through here? We've got more areas we can explore around here.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Hello, you buy kebab. Most good.
Okay. What do you make of this dirty tissue?
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
La, you buy kebab. None?
Okay. What about... Have you seen this man?
What do you think of this?
Buy kebab? Come to eat?
We might need to buy a kebab here, guy. What do you think of this matchbook from Club Alamu?
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
La, you buy kebab. None?
We might need to just buy a kebab here. What about this clown, this red ball?
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
I am super tempted right now to open Uber Eats and just order an actual kebab in real life. Like, this guy's good. Oh, this guy's so good. Probably the best salesman in the game, without a doubt. I'm tempted to buy a kebab right now. Like, genuinely, actually buy a kebab. God damn. Alright, cool. I don't trust Dwayne either. I'm gonna...
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Most good.
Maybe we'll buy a kebab in the future. I don't want to go that way, but what's this way? What's in this building? Oh, it's just more shopping and the most stereotypical, greasy-looking salesman. I recognize that symbol.
Uruba! Hello, sir!
That symbol on the carpet is the same as the symbol on this matchbook.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah! Give to me! Give to me! Alamut!
And then he lets us in to the secret club. Okay. Oh. Hello.
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate possible friend.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No. No. And again I say, no. But, my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
Okay.
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No. I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is going.
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellent, yes.
This I had to hear.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant, and we shall fly there, swift as the eagle.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but I'm sure that if I do, you'll be the first to know.
Is good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ultar.
Thanks. See you around, Ultar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of shining experiences and happiness, my friend.
That dude is on something. He's on a lot of something. Let's chat to the bartender.
Hi. Nice club you've got here. I was wondering if you could help me. What? I mean, I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
No surprise there, all righty. He says sorry, but he not speak English.
But he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm scared.
I hadn't felt a need to spit since I was 12.
I'm scared now. What's in this little spit jar?
Even if I'd wanted to spit, my mouth was too dry.
What's in this room over here, then?
Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
What's the sign?
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, I discovered I couldn't understand a word of it.
Genius. George, you've done it again. My God, you are just so incredibly smart. Let's continue exploring around. Alright. Let's just ask this guy if he knows anything.
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Have you seen this man?
Does this mean anything to you?
Yes, yes. Carpet, yes?
Okay, cool. Do you want a tissue?
What do you think of this?
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
I feel that he's got a single-track mind. Do you want me to take your blood pressure?
What do you think of this?
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
I think we're good. I think we're very, very good.
Ma'a salama.
Right, see you later. Oh, let's have a look at the carpets.
The carpet seller had an impressive collection of wares. If I had the time and the money, I might have bought a couple of rugs.
Lovely. Let's continue looking around. I still want a kebab. Let's see what's over this way, if anything.
I figured going out into the countryside was a pretty good way to get lost.
Right, so we don't get lost. Ultar is a talkative fellow, but what should I do next? Yes, so Ultar needs to take us somewhere. But we need to go to... Where do we need to go to is the question. Where do we need to go to? We need to find where this guy with the lens was. So let's ask Ultar if he knows anything about the guy.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Okay, I need you to tell me what you know about the Knights Templar.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's not really...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions.
Maybe that's a song from the 60s, before my time. I don't know. Right, what can you tell... What happened to this dude, the Bet, with his whole tongue? What happened there?
This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh, yes, it is most exclusive. The membership can be no more than... Kind sir, what would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Then I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
Tell me about the kid on the stall.
What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy is too big for sandals. I speak splendid English and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable.
You should. So, tell me about this guy.
What do you know about the kebab seller?
A most miserable man. Ultar say, cheery up, matey mate, it might never happen. And he say, shut up, Ultar.
Fancy that.
Not at all. Arto has face like the drizzle that falls on the midweek afternoon. Whatever that is.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is fantastic. Right, what do you make about the tourists?
Have you met the American couple?
Have Ultar met them? Have Ultar met them? Yes, Ultar have met them.
And?
They most ungenerous. Ultar offer to show them wonders of countryside. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar say, yes, of course. Nature is ancient. They say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen Taxi? Fan belt older than Ozymandias. Ha 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 ha! But they gone.
Okay, so this... I'm guessing that's the carpet thing?
Could you tell me what that sign means?
It's a door stay shut until brush come back. Signed, the management.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush, leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes, come back, it been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No. Ultar use bucket.
Right, so I'm guessing the game wants us for some reason to go into the toilet. And to do that, we need to find the toilet brush to be able to get in there. Would you like to shake my hand?
Shake my hand, Ultar.
Ha ha! Remind me of thing that happened month ago. Maybe 6. Man come up to Ultar, say, "Shake hands, Ultar." But man have electric buzz thing in his hand. Ha ha! How we laughed! Then I broke his arms.
I didn't think electrocuting the big Syrian was a good idea.
Right, we don't do that. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? Oh. My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking lot of questions, just like you.
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stoby.
Stobart?
Yes, Stobart. You know him?
The killer knew my name. What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria. Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 mile out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh, maybe a week ago.
Interesting. Okay, so the Bull's Head. The Bull's Head on the manuscript as well. Let's do it.
What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
It's most magnificent. Lovely views. Worth visiting. Yes, by indeedity.
How do I get there? No. Let me guess.
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a guide?
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way, in any direction.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant service?
I think we are desirous of his pleasant and luxurious service.
All right, let's go.
First, I regret the formalities. A trip to the Bull's Head. 50 Yankee dollars, please.
$50? I don't have $50.
Oh, most unhappy event. Ultar then sorry, but he cannot take you on ride of lifetime.
Hold on, Ultar. Is there nothing I could barter with you?
Word that it was so, beloved friend. But my taxi needs gas, and its muffler needs the muffler doctor. Trading for these things is not possible. My heart weeps for the injustice, but it's bucks or zip, or unfortunate American.
Okay. Now, Pearl wanted some ancient artifact, so if we can find something that's ancient and sell it to her...
Well, I still don't have any cash on me, American or otherwise.
Oh, unfortunate, most extreme. The delights of the Bull's Head Hill then must wait, I fear.
Okay, cool, we can't do that. What else do we need to do then?
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
We need to sell something to Pearl, don't we? That's what we need to do. Oh no, Khan's here, and he's been asking about me. According to Ultar, the taxi driver, Klausner, asked to go to some place called Bull's Head. I need to check that out. Right, we need somehow to get some money from something.
The stand had kebabs dangling from the canopy. As a marketing device, it lacked something.
It does lack something.
Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush.
Oh. Well, I see. Would you like this metal tool?
Does this mean anything to you?
No, you buy kebab.
Would you like to shake my hand?
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
Do you want some plaster of Paris?
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
I still want a kebab, it's true. What about... Hey, look, I'm an electrician.
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab.
Right, so he just wants to sell us a kebab. Do you want this pressure gauge?
What do you think of this?
Buy kebab? Come to eat?
Right.
Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.
Most good.
We need to distract this guy and get the toilet brush somehow. What's down here?
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do.
Can we... Is this a timing thing where we need to wait for him
In
to...
the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do.
We need to wait for him to finish. Okay. So we need to get the toilet brush back from that guy. Let's see if... Ooh, what's this guy? Is he going to be selling things? Dodgy wares?
How did this guy make a living selling useless old machine parts in the middle of nowhere?
Ooh, the guy mentioned a muffler, didn't he? We might need the muffler for the car.
The stand was hawking ancient machine parts that seemed to be from a stripped-down printing press. I couldn't imagine where they'd come from, or who'd want them.
Okay, let's chat to Pearl again.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
What do you know about the Bull's Head?
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
No. No, I haven't. Is it nearby?
I'm not sure.
Sounds awful romantic. The Bull's Head Hill.
Hi, Josh. Can you say hi to my wife, Becky? Yes, I can. Hello, Becky. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Welcome to Broken Sword. Okay, Pearl, what can you tell me about the guy upstairs in the weird club?
Have you met the taxi man, Ultar?
Heavens, yes. What a big man. Very muscular.
But you didn't go for a ride.
Why, George, you're absolutely the most... Oh, you mean a taxi ride? No, Dwayne wasn't interested, so it didn't happen.
This game is just horny. It really is.
Have you had anything from the kebab stand?
Heavens, no, with my digestion.
Right, okay. What about your husband?
You said that your company is based in Akron.
And Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt.
Well, yes, he did.
Dwayne was in the Marines and Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something.
I'm so sorry, Pearl.
Don't worry yourself, George. We live with it.
Okay, I get it. What do you think about this weird metal thing?
Do you know what this is?
Lord, no. It looks painful, though.
It's a sewer key.
Who'd want to break into a sewer?
Me. I'm an electrician.
Have you ever heard of anybody calling himself Merlin?
Merlin?
No, Merlin. Merlin. There's an O in there.
Moulin?
You haven't, have you?
No, darling. No Moulins.
Right.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Let's chat to the husband again. See if we've had any new...
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
Well, you ever been to the Bull's Head?
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
Can't say as I have. Where's that?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Bull's Head, huh? I must remember that. Sounds scenic.
What do you think about the taxi driver?
Have you met Ultar?
Almost luxurious air-conditioned taxi ride, mister.
Yeah, the cabbie.
Tried to pull a bunco on us. Take us on a wild goose chase off into nowhere.
And have you had a kebab?
Have you had any dealings with the kebab seller?
Absolutely not. Pearl's already had one attack of Montezuma's revenge.
Pearl is not good at digestion. So if we can feed her something, is she going to run into the bathroom really quickly? Potentially. Would you like to shake my hand and get buzzed?
Shake hands, Dwayne.
Why?
I'm just being friendly.
Let's just be friendly by keeping our hands to ourselves.
Maybe we should buy a kebab. Hey, would you like some plaster of Paris?
Look, I've got some plaster of Paris.
Yeah, and I've got a picture of me shaking hands with George Bush. Of course, that was back in '76.
Would you like this weird tissue?
What do you think of this grease paint stained tissue?
You've been hanging around with actors?
I'm an electrician.
Do you know the name Merlin?
Nope.
Would you like this sewer key?
What do you make of this?
A manhole lifting key. So?
Hey, how come you recognize it?
Hey, how come you're carrying it?
Yeah, well, let's just drop the subject, shall we?
That's fair. What about this blood pressure device?
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure gauge? Why in blue blazes are you carrying that?
I'm carrying it for a friend.
Would you like this weird juggling ball?
What do you think of this?
It's a ball. Big deal.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
He's not a spy. Ultar is indeed a talkative fellow, but we need some money. That's what we need. Where do we get money from here? So you can ring the bell to make the guy come out, but nothing seems to happen when you do that. The guy just kind of pops out, says hi, nothing else happens. What we need is something to happen.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir.
What do you know about the taxi driver?
I met an interesting guy earlier, a cab driver.
Ah, that would have to be Ultar, a barbaric sort of chap.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You know how he speaks in Pidgin English? That's how he speaks in Arabic too.
This guy is so middle class, I love it. Sabby, good evening to you. Have I played the point-and-click Full Throttle? I have not, but I do know what the game is. In fact, really random story. So, one of my favourite bands is called Abney Park. And in Full Throttle, there is a song on the radio in the background. And Abney Park, the lead singer from it, Robert, he loved Full Throttle, the game, as a kid. And I remember reading this story somewhere, he tried to re-record that song from the game with his band because he really liked it. And then they had to go on a journey to try and find out who wrote the original song, who owns it, to try and get permission to do it. And they actually couldn't find who wrote the original song. There was almost no mention of it. No one from the development team knew. They couldn't track anyone down. The song on the radio in Full Throttle seems to just not exist. So when Abney Park re-recorded their version of it, that kind of became the de facto version of that song. And the whole kind of persona of Abney Park is they're meant to be like time-traveling steampunk pirates. So within the Abney Park kind of mythology, there is this weird ethos that Abney Park travelled back in time, recorded the song for Full Throttle, travelled to the present, heard their own song in the game, and then re-recorded it, which I think is great. The idea that there is a song in the game that no one can fully track down that's been re-recorded by Abney Park and is now the version, that's super cool. The weird bootstrap paradox. Yeah, absolutely. I know. So Robert was talking about how he was a massive fan of it. And, yeah, that happened. Okay, look, Nijo, I need your help, mate. We need some money. You want this manhole cover?
Look at this. A lifting key as used by Parisian sewer workers.
Calais, sir. I must remember this day for posterity. My grandchildren will be fascinated.
Okay, I think you're lying slightly there. Yeah, what's up with the kebab seller?
Who's the guy selling the kebabs?
Oh, that's Arto. A miserable blighter to be sure, sir.
He doesn't seem very happy.
He never is. Day in, day out, a face like a wet Wednesday. Whatever one of those is.
Does he speak any English?
Not cogently, no.
Okay, cool. Well, I kind of need the toilet brush he's using to baste the kebabs with.
Look, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I need Arto's brush.
What? The brush he bastes the kebabs with?
Yes.
Let me find some dirty postcards for you instead.
Nijo, this is serious. Arto stole that brush he's using from a friend, and I want to get it back.
Perhaps I could help you, old chap. Maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe what? Perhaps what?
I do not wish to seem mercenary, sir, but I am a merchant, and merchants trade.
Merchant? This isn't Sears and Roebuck here.
Well, if you're going to be disagreeable...
No, you're right. What would you like?
What have you got?
I've got a red ball.
What do you think of this, eh?
Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hoards of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point.
Sir, for such a marvelous thing, I would gladly help you.
I thought merchants were supposed to be wily and never reveal what they really want.
Bah! I say to mercantile greed. I have the soul of the aesthete, and I desire that red bouncy thing beyond reason. Do you understand?
Not really. If I give you the...
I've already told you. I'll help you if you give me the ball. What's it to be?
Yeah, okay, I think he gets the ball.
All right, here you go.
Thank you, sir. People say bad things about Americans, but you're okay in my book.
What people? What bad things?
Never mind that now. Remember the brush?
Right, yes, the brush.
All you have to do with Arto is be polite. It lightens his day, makes it all worthwhile for him again.
How can I be polite to the guy when I can't speak a word of Syrian?
Arabic.
That's what I meant.
Simply memorize this phrase. Il ach il kalb.
Il ach il kalb.
Close enough. Now, go over to Arto and deliver those honeyed words even unto his delicate ear. He won't be able to do enough for you.
Really?
Really.
Well, I trust this kid.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
I trust him. He is going to have given us the best possible advice. My saving of the game is nothing to do with my lack of trust in this strange child. Let's just pop over. Okay, Dwayne. You were in the Marines, so have my back if this goes wrong.
Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Yes?
Okay, let's say the phrase.
Il akul kalb?
Filthy. Bad, bad. I'll kill you.
Whoa, calm down. I just... Feet, do your thing.
Now we run away quickly and hide, I suppose. We're like, yo, you've... Okay, I've found the dude. Maybe we have to go back and get the brush. I assumed he would be chasing me. I'm guessing we just go back and he's not there anymore. Oh, hang on.
He's still there. The smell...
The kid would have taken the brush while he's gone. The kid would have stolen the brush while he was distracted, and then the kid's going to give us the brush. That's what's going to happen. We've got this.
What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
That message will not be ignored. Don't you worry.
Patience? I've been chased by a homicidal kebab seller, and you expect me to be patient?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't using the brush.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been used as a diversionary tactic?
Your brush, sir.
I can't believe that you put me on that kebab seller's death list for a toilet brush.
The ends justify the means, sir.
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve who only stand and wait, sir.
Oh, spare me.
Alright, cheers for the toilet brush, mate. Appreciate it.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
You have a good day, dude. Now I'm going to give it back. Fantastic. The kid, yeah, the kid's smart. The kid's smart, I get it. I did not play the original, no. I had a demo disc of this back on PlayStation 1. I think it was the Broken Sword 2, actually, I had on PlayStation 1. Because I loved demo discs when I was a kid. I mean, the brush was brand new. So, it was just using a brush on the kebabs, to be fair. It wasn't used for anything else. It did awaken things in me, mostly about Nicole and sassy French girls. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a thing that's happened now. Let's give this dude his brush back.
There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't speak. Period.
But maybe I can give the brush to this dude.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah.
Here is the brush.
Look, I've got the toilet brush back.
You man of action, all righty.
Kra, the wizard.
Just wave at me. Give to manager.
Discworld. So there is a game where you play as a wizard. You play as the wizard Rincewind, and that is the video game version adaptation of the novels of the Discworld series. And if I remember correctly, the Discworld main protagonist, Rincewind, is voiced by one of the Pythons, aren't they? One of the Monty Python crew. Who was it? It wasn't Eric Idle, was it? But no, that's incredibly funny, and we will be doing that point-and-click adventure at some point. Yeah, Eric Idle, that's the one. We are definitely doing that at some point. Right, so the brush is back, my friend. And what does this phrase mean?
What does Il Akal Kalb mean?
Who teach you that?
Nejo told me to say it to Arto.
And Arto come after you with big knife, yes?
Yeah, how did you know?
I know Arto. You tell him in bad Arabic that his kebab's made from dog meat.
I said he was using dog food? No wonder he went crazy.
No. Ultar not mean meat for dog. Ultar mean meat of dog.
Oh. Ew.
Right. Well, let's see if I can go into the bathroom now.
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
Now we can go into the bathroom because we have retrieved the brush, and we should find something in the bathroom that is useful.
I knew the door was locked. I'd need the key to get in there.
Hey, we can chat to this dude. You know, I've returned the brush. Maybe I can get the key now.
There wasn't much point in trying to launch it when I could...
Right, can I...
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise...
Can I go into the thing now? I need the key. The key from that dude. Can we go to the bull's head yet?
Well, I still don't have any cash on.
Oh, the delights of the...
Okay, we must wait for those guys. Can't do anything there. That's a shame.
See you around, Ultar.
May good...
How do I get the
I
key
hadn't felt the need
to go in there? I've already used the brush. Oh, hang on. Unless we can actually...
Even if...
Right, you have to use the brush on that dude. There we go. Just give him the brush straight away.
Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back.
The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my
We've got the keys.
And stomped off.
What was all that about?
Thank
Manager, he say, bah, look at state of this. Need much cleaning in detergent before go around my, you bend.
He said all that?
Body language account for much, you know? Oh, yes, indeedy.
Right, now we can go into the thing. We can use the key on the toilet door. Get the keys to the porcelain throne, as they say. Oh, now what do we find in here? Let's have a quick look, shall we? Maybe... Yep, it's a mirror. Good stuff. Let's have a quick look inside the toilet, shall we, just in case?
I hadn't drunk anything since the morning, and I didn't need to use it.
What about the chain? Oh.
Oops.
Right, so we've broken the chain.
It was the short length of chain I'd taken from the toilet at the Club Alamat.
I'm wondering if we're going to use that to sell to Pearl.
And I thought the French had strange toilets.
So we've got a chain. Let's see if we can sell that. I'm convinced that we need to sell something to Pearl because she is looking for an ancient artifact, an ancient object. Ah, yeah, maybe we say it's like a strange necklace or something. Let's go see if we can sell it to her. Because everything is linked back to Pearl wanting something. Even Dwayne said that she refuses to leave and she's looking at this weird machine parts stuff. Let's use that on Pearl, see what happens.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
What do you think of this toilet chain?
My, but you're a strange one, George.
You don't open with that, George. George, the whole plan very much relied on her not knowing what that was.
Do you know what Il Akal Kalb means?
My, sounds romantic.
Yeah, I don't think it is, though.
Oh, George, get it together, my friends. Get it together.
I've got the keys to a toilet here.
With my digestion, you better keep them handy. But I'm terrible.
Oh, okay, cool, right. Hey, hang on. The guy needed the car
I've gotta go
fixed.
now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George.
Maybe
Don't
I can
be a stranger.
Maybe I can use the chain on this guy. Oh, hang on. What if we were to give the chain to the kebab seller and he were to be able to hang the kebabs from something?
What do you make of this, sir?
Filthy! Bad!
Okay, I'm going.
Right, cool. Yeah, this thing, it's not turning. It needs to turn.
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do.
Wonder if the chain can go to the kid. Wonder if the cat wants the chain. Yeah. Let's see if the cat wants the chain for any reason. Let's try. Stuff. Okay. He's playing with the ball. Ring the bell. Do we use the chain on something now? Apparently not, no. Oh! Oh, the cat just jumped down and knocked off a bottle of water or something. What was this that the cat just knocked over? What was that? Oh, it's a statue.
The statuette looked pretty sorry for itself after its fall, chipped with both arms broken off.
Oh, I wonder if that looks... Let's give that to Pearl. Hey, look, Pearl, I found an ancient thing.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George.
Here we go.
It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Are you interested in antiquities?
Am I? What have you got there, George?
How about this fine statuette?
Oh, George, that'd be ideal, except, I don't know. It looks new, George. You wouldn't be trying to make a fool out of me, would you, George?
Good God, no, Pearl. Nothing could be further from my mind.
Okay, we've got to make that look aged. How do we do that? How do we make it...
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George.
Right. What can we combine the statue? Can we rub the tissue on the statue?
The grease paint had worked magic. Now it looked like aged marble instead of cheap plaster.
Beautiful. Finally, it comes in handy. Pearl, you're not going to believe what I've got for you. It's a statue that looks very similar to the one I've just shown
Hello
you.
again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
What do you think of this fine piece of ancient statuary?
Oh, Matt, that's just what I've been looking for.
Did it?
Just one thing, though.
Oh?
It looks awful similar to that modern one you showed me.
Ah, well, that's because... You see, that's because...
This is the original.
That's because the first one I showed you was a modern copy
Oh
of
boy,
this
got it.
And I sought out the artist who'd done the copy and bought the original. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, George, how can you ever forgive me?
Got it.
There's nothing to forgive. Believe me. Would you like it?
Would I ever? I'm not carrying the money, though. If you go and find Dwayne, he'll pay you for it. If he gives you any trouble, just tell him that I want it.
Will do.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George.
All right, Dwayne, buy this statue off me for $50. Please make it exactly $50.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
We got it. This statue.
What do you think of this?
Good gravy.
Pearl wants it.
Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town upside down.
Boy, your luck's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home? How much do you want, George?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the find of a lifetime. I mean...
$50. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Here you go.
And here you go.
Thanks for the money, Dwayne. This'll come in real handy.
I ought to be thanking you for finding this, Roman statuette.
Yes, yes, you should.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
And now off we go to pay the taxi man and go to the Bull's Head. Which is probably going to be important because it was the gem and the tripod and a bull specifically. Yeah. It's all coming together now, guys. It's all coming together. Could buy a kebab, not going to. Nope, going to use this for the taxi driver. Hey, my bro. Guess what?
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah.
About Bull's Head Hill.
Are you desirous of seeing this most splendid place?
Well, maybe.
A terrific bargain. Only 50 of your Yankee bucks.
50, huh?
What if we say no?
No, I think I'll be hanging around the village for a while yet.
As you desire, or...
Oh, I thought maybe he'd drop the price.
About Bull's Head Hill.
Are you desirous?
Well,
yep. Now, we'll say yes. I was going to kind of haggle the price down, but we'll go with this.
Okay, it's a deal. Here's the cash.
Ah, most splendid. As you say, the cash price mullah is correct.
I always say that.
We make with haste.
Where exactly is your taxi? Because the only vehicle I can see around here is an aging army surplus truck.
Yes?
Ah. Okay, I'll be along in a minute. It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I left them on the bar.
Of course. Good man, George. Good man. Well thought through. Let's do this. Jump in the old truck. It's not really is it air conditioned because it's just open?
His most splendid and adventurous client.
Right. Is it air conditioned because...
That's your taxi?
Oh, yes. Most assuredly. Most entirely splendid taxi in all Marib.
It looks like an old army truck to me.
Bah! You Americans with your checkerboard caps and your Judd Hirsches. You have lost sight of what a taxi should truly be.
About 4 tons by the look of it.
There. You have hit the nail in the nutshell.
Okay already, let's go.
Regrettably not, most esteemed fair. There is a minor problem of a tiny nature. The fan belt has taken it upon itself to break.
So, what are you going to do?
What can I do? I must wait for a ride to the garage for a replacement.
How long is that going to take?
1 day. Maybe 6.
I can't wait that long. We got to get moving.
But how, my friend?
I'll think of something.
My God, what if there were a chain?
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
You got brush back so you could steal chain? You're sure strange cookie, mister, yes?
You know what? I can do this. It's the fan belt, though. What if we use the rubber of this?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Fine.
Bye for now, Ultar.
May good...
Let me use... the chain. Can we combine the chain with the pressure gauge?
Maybe not.
Let's use the chain on the...
Hello.
thing.
What does
you got?
Right, I've shown you the chain. What else do you need? What about this manhole cover thing?
No.
Right. What about the plaster of Paris?
Maybe not.
Okay. What if I just
Bye
give
for now,
you...
Ultar.
May good fortune follow...
He's already taken our money. He's literally already... I'm sure the chain goes with the kebabs somehow. The chain has to go with these things. Game just like, no, don't know what you're doing. Sorry, no idea. Right, so the chain doesn't go there. The toilet chain is going to be needed somewhere.
Close up. I could see flies love kebabs.
Okay. What can we do? How... I've tried the chain on the hanging kebabs. What if... Let's go back into the toilet place to see what there was. Yeah, let's go and raid the toilet again. There might be something we missed. Maybe. Because there's nothing in these pots. Maybe the fabric is important. Yeah, because it's a
I
belt.
knew the door was locked. I'd need
Okay, so do we take the key back to go into the door again? I think we've... Oh, hang on, yeah, we could steal, effectively, the fabric towel from the toilet.
Door was locked.
Use the fabric towel from the toilet as a temporary fan belt. This thing. We need to cut it off somehow. Use the tool to smash it? No.
It was a roller towel dispenser.
What if we just keep rolling it? Okay. No, this is like... This is not what it needs. I need something to cut it with. Like a big knife. Like the big knife from the thing. The keys on it can open it up. Oh, hang on. We can open the thing up. And then we can take the whole towel. So we've used the keys to open it up, take the towel. Now we use the towel to replace the fan belt of the thing. Oh, we've got this. We've got
It
this.
didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys.
Yeah, the keys can stay on the bar. That's fine. This is not why Americans have bad reputations. We're solving problems, alright? They don't understand how important this is. Now, we go back to the truck, and we use this to fix the car. I've not played this game before, no. Well, I played it when I was like a kid. I think I was about 7.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
Is this any use to you?
Yes.
My friend, the very thing, yes.
We got it. We got it, and it's good.
Ultar took the towel from me, cut it in 2 lengthways, and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes?
Josh, what part of the US are you from? The original part. England. We are being spied on. I dislike the fact we are being spied on as we travel to the Bull's Head. Right, what are we here for? What are we looking for? I suppose any sign of the Templars, really, aren't we? The lens that the German guy had, Klaus. I see. Syria, Bull's Head. This place is weird. Had to get a toilet brush to get a towel to fix a taxi, but I made it to the Bull's Head Hill. Now to look for Klausner. Find him. Find the lens. Right. Save. Confirm. Game saved. Right, here we go. Let's just see what's around here. There's a tree. Let's go and have a look at the tree. Seems to be the only thing we can interact with. I will sort VIP, don't worry. Dude just spent 50k on Straubs. Josh, give... Hang on, let me just scroll back up. Let me just see. We'll focus on this. 50k on Straubs. I do VIPs at the end of the stream or the start of the stream. That's normally the way we do this. It just makes it a lot easier. I guess the mods send me a list of people who redeemed VIP at the end of the stream, and I make sure they get it for the next stream. So don't you worry. Don't you worry, we'll be there. You'll get there. You'll get it. Let's see if I can go to the message that this was replying to. It's okay. Don't worry. You'll get it. Do I do the VIPs? Occasionally. More of a coin flip. But yeah, mostly yes. Right, what's happening here?
I damaged that tree enough for one day.
Oh, we've pushed it off, and have I taken a branch? I've taken a branch. Right. Can I use this with the branch?
With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot. I was now in possession of the patented Stobart stick towel. If I could only think of a use for it.
Only we could tie a chain around it.
Maybe not.
Well, we have the stick towel just in case. What if we put the grease paint onto it?
Maybe not.
I mean, we set fire to that and we're all good. Where to go? Oh, can we climb down? Maybe we can climb down. I've got the stick towel.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
Well, then let's anchor the stick towel.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
Well, then yeah, there we go. Yes. Maybe the stick is not...
Well, that looked really safe. But I had no choice. I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria.
As long as the stick doesn't break, we'll be okay. Yeah, we can climb back up if we need to. Let's just save the game quickly. In case anything bad happens. Nothing bad will happen. You can't run in this game either, so... The only place we can interact with is this bit just here.
I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no scorpion stung me, for which I was very grateful. But there was something in there. A metal ring. As wide as my hand.
That is interesting and important. Can I stick the metal stick in there? No. Can I throw the chain in there to wrap it around? No. Can I use the pressure gauge to slide it in, inflate it, and then pull it back out? No. Okay. Can I just grab it?
I took a firm hold of the ring.
Oh.
I tried not to think of death traps. And pulled.
Okay, right. I was
there.
overthinking that massively. I was hugely overthinking that puzzle. Oh. An ancient tomb in Syria. With...
Around the corner, I found the corpse. Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again.
Well, we're trapped in here now.
Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died.
Probably in here. This is some vacation. Trapped in a cave in Syria with a corpse for company and an assassin on my trail. Let's loot Klausner.
I searched the corpse. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped.
Let me take the whip.
Bullwhips might be handy for exploring ancient ruins, but they're no use when you're trapped in a cave. Klausner clearly fancied himself as a latter-day Indiana Jones.
The bottle?
Whatever had been in the bottle had been drunk. Klausner must have died of thirst and dehydration.
Maybe his pockets?
I've done more fun things in my life than searching a corpse. But as my life expectancy wasn't great, I figured I should try every new challenge that came my way. I cautiously flicked open the jacket.
Oh.
Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball.
Beautiful. We've got it. We found the lens.
There was nothing else in the pouch.
Now just to, get out of here. Right. Let's get out of here.
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small children with it.
What is this map over here? Some kind of map or picture?
I couldn't take the inscription with me. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi.
It's the UK.
Okay, that would have to do.
It's the United Kingdom.
In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi. Okay.
Cool. So, nothing from that is necessary or needed. Let's try and get back out of this cave then, shall we? Let's try and leave. Maybe the door just opens. Maybe it just does that sometimes.
I couldn't help but notice faint, bloody finger marks on the rock, as if somebody had tried to claw their way out.
Okay. Well, maybe we can use some kind of chain. No. Maybe we can use some kind of metal rod. No.
I examined the door carefully, high and low. I looked for levers and rings to pull, panels and buttons to push, like in the movies, and found nothing.
Right, okay, we're in trouble. We are in trouble here. What about... hang on, yes. The pressure gauge. Okay, no. No, I thought that might do something. It did not. It did not. This statue's got to be something to do with it.
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue.
What if we were to smash it with a stick? What if I was to use a chain on it? What if I was to check the body again? Okay, so.
I'd searched Klausner once. There was nothing on his body.
Nothing in there.
So much for whips. They're all show.
Just take the whip, dude. There's a belt. There's a...
The bottle was empty.
Nothing in it.
I'd searched
Okay, there's nothing on this dude. This dude's not here. This dude is useless. Can we smash this? No. Right. I've got the lens, but there doesn't seem to be any way out of here. Right, what do we do?
It was the lens that I'd found on Klausner's body.
What do we do? Do we use the pressure gauge behind the statue? No. Do we use the shocker on Klausner? Can I shock him?
I couldn't do that.
Okay, cool. No, he's very dead. Very, very dead. Plaster of Paris, possibly. On something. What if we use the lens on the map? Nope.
In Occidenta Cita.
Can't use the lens on the map either.
In Ora.
Nope, not allowed to. What if we use the pressure gauge on Klausner to check if he really is dead? Are you actually dead?
I couldn't do that.
Okay, cool. Plaster of Paris on the map. Use the greasy tissue on the map. Use anything on anything here. Try CPR. No, he's dead. He's very, very dead. Can we clean the lens?
Maybe not.
Can I... Any suggestions in chat I will listen to right now. Right now, I'm willing to listen. I think trying the door like 2 or 3 times. We'll caress the door with the tissue if we need to.
I couldn't help but notice faint, bloody finger marks on the rock, as if somebody had tried to claw their way out.
Right. One of these walls. Can we walk around here? I'm trying... There's a bit of wall here that looks a bit dodgy. That bit just there. But I still can't find anything specifically. Use the card on the door lock. Use the lens on the statue. Alright, we can just try lots of using things on things. Shock the statue. Nope, doesn't work. Let's right-click on the statue and see what happens.
A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar. My God, if he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
It's not Ultar.
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart.
Let's just slowly walk on out of here. Nice and easy.
Now then, where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Do we? That's a good question. Let's just have a little poll of that, guys. So Klausner is the guy that we were looking for that we found in the cave and is dead. So we do technically know where he is. He's in the cave and is dead. But are we going to tell him that we know where Klausner is in the cave and dead? Because then we'll have to say that we took the lens from him and all that kind of stuff. What do we do? Yeah, also, that was the only time when right-clicking an object was the flag to trigger an event. There's no other point in the game where right-clicking is actually required. That seems to just be a really weird, odd bit of you have to right-click to examine instead of left-click to interact. So are we being truthful with this guy or are we lying? So you're trying to 50-50. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. Maybe he then goes in to check on Klausner and he gets stuck and we leave him in there the entire time. Maybe he dies that way. We should not tell him he's dead. We should say he's in the cave. Right, what we are saying yes, no. We've got a tight vote going on. Goodness. This is swinging quite specifically. Are you going to be able to perfectly 50-50 this? What do we do if that happens? I've got no contingency here. No. 51% of people say no. We are evil then. We say no.
Klausner? Who the hell's Klausner?
I followed his trail here, as I believe did you.
I never heard of this Klausner guy before. I just asked around about strangers and got lucky.
Luck is a commodity that you are sorely pressed for now, Mr. Stobart. I have been watching you since you arrived in Marib.
You have? I never noticed you.
Precisely my point. You don't know what I know. Please, bear this in mind when answering my next questions. Now, where is Klausner?
Okay, you know, I don't know. I do not know.
I'm telling you, I never heard of the man, and I don't know where he is. Maybe we can cut a deal.
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was there anything else?
Nope. Nothing else in the cave.
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. Yeah, X marks the spot.
Come now. Do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught me. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now.
Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Do we die like a man, or do we die like a dog? Now, I think if we say we're going to die like a man, we shake his hand. Now, the dog icon is a little bit weird. I'm going to be real with you. The rest of the game has been a little bit weird as well. Yes, there is a dog emote in this chat. There is Apollo. That is true. Do we? Okay, fine. We have to vote for this. I hate this. I hate this so much, but we will poll this. I don't know. Like a man or like a dog? How do we die? You get to vote in Twitch chat right now. How do we die? Like a man or like a dog? I'm pretty sure if you say like a dog, you get to beg for your life and stuff. And if you die like a man, you just kind of get to stand up and be like, right, shoot me. I'm thinking if we say like a man, we can ask to shake his hand. And if we shake his hand, we've got the buzzer, which you won't be expecting. Floozy, do we get to make Josh beg? I hate this. I hate everything about this choice. I don't want to say yes, because that's gonna be a soundbite. But if we say man, we get to, I hope, shake his hand, one professional to another, shock him, and then hopefully throw this Khan guy off the cliff. Don't 50-50 this. Don't do it. We need actual answers. Are we being a man, or are we being a dog? Are we doing it manly style, or are we doing it... I'm not going to say the rest of that sentence. Right, the answer is man. We have chosen.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart. A rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well... what the heck?
Let's go and shake him by the hand, and let's use the buzzer. Oh, yeah, punched him. And then we just jump off the mountain. Through the roof of the truck. Beautiful. Absolutely
Luckily,
beautiful.
The canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, Josh.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Yeah, George, can you be cool? Hey, look at this toilet chain.
I brought you a present from Syria.
Oh, Josh, you shouldn't have bothered. What is it?
This.
A necklace. It's rather heavy.
Ethnic craftsmanship at its most rustic.
Oh, of course, I love it.
You do?
It will always remind me of you.
Good job, George. Good job. Of all the people you could have sold it to, you had to give it to the hot French girl. Hey, also, I found the lens.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
Yeah, you put it on...
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Right, George, here's what you do. You go to the church and you put the lens on the tip of the staff.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Look, this guy, see? Just here.
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight's scroll
It's
bears
a lens,
phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Yep, so we've got that.
Look at that.
You have to go through every option before.
There's a guy between.
You can actually
There's
quit
a
this.
but the
Right, let's do this.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Now we take the lens and we go back to the place, the church. We go to the church and we use the lens on the statue in the church that had the Templar symbol on the tip of it. Oh no, there's a priest here. We're gonna have to try and get past this guy. The quest. Here we go. Lens. That bit just there, see? Here we go. My teachings, because he's a teacher, scholar.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
So, let's replace that with this. No, not you, George. This.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove.
Excellent. And then?
Per disciplinum meum lux videbus.
We look through it.
Hey!
Three lens elements need to be slid into the correct position within the circle so that when aligned they create a clear image. Each lens element can be moved by moving the mouse pointer over the numbered tab. I see. So... oh, we have to spin it round. Okay. That spuns to there. That one... oh, you can see what the bottom is. I think. Okay, so there's actually... can we go all the way around? Yes, we can. Awesome. So the bottom of this is... ah, there it is. Yeah, it's a guy. See, it's a dude. Just a little guy. It's a Templar.
The distortions came sharply into focus. It was a Knight Templar burning at the stake. And below him a date in Roman numerals. A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date. Let me see. MCCC That's 1314.
Beautiful. We've got it. Used the lens in the church in Montfaucon and discovered an ancient clue in the window. The burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314. Let's chat to a priest. I'm sure he's going to be helpful.
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
See, the voice recording here is good because they've added a reverb like it's actually a church.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what per disciplinum meum lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And tell me about you.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
Okay. And what can you tell me about the glass, the stained glass window?
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
Right. What can you tell me about the Knight Templar?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
Interesting.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that.
Okay, so we have information.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
We have got a date, a specific date. I wonder if we can find that exact date on any of these tombs. Let's have a look.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
Right. Can we... So, I want to demolish this thing right now. It's a hairline crack. I want to take this.
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff. But I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church. Other than deported.
I feel that there should be something with the with the lens that I've now got?
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way.
Where do we
to the
go with
next
this?
world. I guess.
Where do we go with this? I know that the family in Spain... Oh, hang on, we haven't even got to Spain yet. There's an entire other country we could go to. So the Spanish family was the one that was interested in the symbol. It was the Knights Templar symbology that should take us to Spain, and we haven't been to Spain yet, have we? I've not got the lens anymore. I've used the lens is in there, we've got the date specifically. But what if we pop over to Spain? George, how rich are you just to be able to afford to hop on flights whenever you need to, from country to country? Because we've been to Syria, we don't need to go back there. We don't need to go to Ireland. We can stay in Paris, or we can go to the Villa de Vasconcelos. I believe that's perfect pronunciation. He's an American lawyer, to be fair. Yeah, he's probably rich. And now we're in Spain. What a beautiful, beautiful place. Lobano tells me that the knight's coat of arms belongs to the de Vasconcelos family in Costa Calida, Spain. Must figure out what the family has to do with the ancient manuscript. And that is the first thing we will be figuring out next Saturday. Thank you for joining me on our continued adventures through Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templars, the Director's Cut. After this, we'll play Broken Sword 2, possibly 3, maybe even 4 and 5. But for now, go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, enjoy your week, and I will see you next Saturday. Remember, Saturdays at 7, Sundays at 4. Take care, good night, and God bless.